So I picked up Henry Bergson's Creative Evolution earlier today and started reading a little bit of it. I actually bought this book probably 5 years ago, and I started to read it, and I just didn't understand what he was talking about. So I returned it, read, who knows how many books between now and then, and I've gone back to it, and I'm very excited based on just the introduction and a few pages into the first chapter. Um, Bergson is really concerned with time, um, and to the extent to which time, concrete time, durational experiential time, has been ignored um, by standard mechanistic science. Time has been turned into this abstraction, clock time, where these discrete intervals, which remain the same indefinitely in the past and in the future, are used to provide us with a variable in our differential equations, such that we can measure the velocity um, and momentum of particles in space um, in a way that it doesn't really matter whether they move forward in time, as most of our experience seems to, or backward in time. And basically, this amounts to supposing that time as we experience it is a complete illusion, which has nothing to do with cause and effect in the physical world itself. And so it does seem to erect this sharp division between how it seems to a human to be conscious and to participate in this world of continual development and unfolding, and what it actually is, independent of that participation, illusory participation, what it actually is as a mechanism, as particles banging into each other and happening to form patterns which are not as likely as the more disordered, um, disorganized majority of particle interactions. So, I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, great, he's going to read Bergson and, resort to this outdated elan vital that has been thoroughly discounted by modern science. But, I've eaten my vegetables, I've done my homework, I've read Dennett's Darn's Dangerous Idea, but, all throughout this book, I just had this nagging suspicion or intuition, you could say, that Dennett was neglecting the concreteness of time and the sense in which each event, whether it's an event of a living organism or a purely material event, particles colliding, they all, and especially in the case of life, required that some kind of memory be present in these interactions. In other words, order could never arise in our universe unless the past was, in a sense, present in each moment of continual creation. Without memory, there is no storage of information, and therefore no foundation from which to change in an organized way into the future. And that matter does organize itself is self-evident, I would hope. Certainly in physical science, we don't talk of matter organizing itself. We talk of matter having a tendency to disorganize itself. But that can't be the whole picture, because here we are. So, I guess, we're faced with this battle in human understanding and human relation to nature between reductionism and holism. And, I take both accounts seriously. I wouldn't want to neglect or negate one simply because I wasn't aware of what it was really trying to say. So I read both sides. I try to understand both sides. And, at the end of the day, I accept the valid claims made by each. And I think we should all strive to consider the various elements of even these drastically opposed philosophies, just so we're really sure what it is that we disagree with, such that we can know what we actually believe. And that's what I'm struggling to come to terms with. Reading other people's ideas is, and understanding them is exhilarating for me. And trying to integrate these ideas is even more exciting. But I haven't been writing for a year, really. I mean, I've done little essays and journal entries and poems and stuff, but no real attempts to integrate philosophical or scientific systems or theories into some coherent picture. And hopefully I'll get back into that at graduate school, but I'm feeling this urge to leave behind all that I've read and really dive into, it'll never be my own ideas, because certainly everybody is influenced, and we are all part of a larger human project called philosophy, or science, whatever you want to call it, the pursuit of understanding. And I, by no means, come into this without having been influenced by the whole history. And this is really what I was saying earlier, that every present moment has a past, and that past is what allows it to create something new in the future. Never are there individuals that aren't also part of larger wholes. So, yeah, anyways, I just thought I'd update you all on my mental countenance at this particular time. So, thanks for listening.